Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. How you doing, CC? It's me and you
Good, James.
today.
Just us today. Where's Big Bear? On holiday?
Yeah, he's having he's not feeling well today, I guess. The
Yeah.
best thing to say, and this week has just been, this week has been one of those grinding days or grinding weeks. Just a lot of going through legal paperwork, going through filings and all this kind of fun stuff. And so it's taking a little bit. I hope we might be sending everything off to the state tomorrow.
That'd be good.
Most likely first part of next week. But once that's done, then we can kind of get back into the groove a little bit, because it's really kind of pulled me back a little bit. I did take a little time off last weekend. That's the first time in a while. And it was almost too good. You know, it was one of those getaways where you come back and reality sinks in and you're depressed for like 3 days.
Well, at least you've been grinding all this time, James. So much needed rest for you last week, mate.
What's that?
You've been grinding all the time, so you deserved a much needed rest last week.
Thanks. It was nice. It was nice to get away, spend some time with my daughter.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know, you get back from having such a good time and reality sets in, and all of a sudden you got to be an adult again, right? I mean,
yeah.
So today's going to be kind of chill, kind of relaxed. Really, the only thing that we have as far as solid updates this week is just a slight adjustment in our timeline. We're still not bumping out the final days of this timeline, but we have updated. But just depending on how everything gets submitted and filed next week will really depend on our ability to kind of kick up some momentum. So it's, we've gotten this far, CC. We've gotten this far by being transparent and by constantly communicating with the community. I know we have a few questions in our whale group that I'm going to address. So if you're in the whale group and you're watching this, I'm gonna address those questions. I'll speak to that. Some of those things, normal concerns, but also want to keep. It's sometimes it's important to maintain perspective, and while we've literally, I guess I can speak to this a little bit since we have the time and we really don't have a lot of updates to put out there. But I do want to share this with our community, especially those who've been with us now for quite, at least from the beginning of all of our marketing campaigns the past few months. We're learning things at such an accelerated rate and we're coming to conclusions about specific aspects when it comes to DeFi and blockchain and this idea of being in an autonomous organization while also being filed, or registered with the state of Utah and here in the United States. And we're learning a lot, and we're actually creating a lot. We're creating a lot of ideas and concepts that will translate at some point into legislation, because as we go through this process and we learn certain things, what we're learning is we have to find a way to honor this idea or to honor the past way of looking at things. But we have to find a way to open these doors for this industry to continue to move forward. Because ultimately, while there are plenty of companies out there doing stuff and and creating and engaged in various aspects of the blockchain and DeFi. To a great extent, we're still all operating as independent thinkers, right? We're independent thought leaders in this process. And so obviously being on the front lines, we're learning things that we have to consider. We have to find language to either explain what we're doing or to explain why we're not doing it, right? So, and that's really the biggest challenge, I think, in this week. This week has been a challenge for me personally, because I've had to step out of this hype and excitement and promotion and the fun side of everything that we've been doing, and it has been fun. I mean, I do kind of want. I wish I could sit back and see all of this from that perspective of an observer. And I try to do that, though. I do try to do that from time to time, because I'm here at my desk every day and I'm working on various aspects of this project or things that we want to do once we are migrated to base, that I don't see any, personally, I don't see any disconnect, right? I don't see any lull in information and updates and everything else, because I'm literally living it here. But I know, and that's why we wanted to do these weekly updates, is because it really is the only way we can consistently stay connected to the community and let the community know, hey, we got 10 things done this week, or we only got 2 things done this week. And that's kind of how I feel right now. I feel like I've only gotten 2 things done this week of any significance. But they're some of the most critical things when it comes to being able to operate unfettered and to just start creating and start delivering and start executing some of these things that we've been talking about. And so it really, I think what I'm feeling today is I am feeling a little disconnect from the community because the nature of what I've been doing over the last couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, has been very mundane. It's been very, very critical, very clinical, if you will. So even my spirits are a little diminished this week, especially after this fun weekend. But I think that's what's important. And I think going back to my earlier statement and the importance that we have embraced this idea of being as transparent with the community as possible, really just lies in that understanding that even for us, maintaining this excitement and maintaining this energy, we really do rely on our community for feedback and for encouragement, for energy back. And we're seeing that. And that's the thing. I mean, I do want to point out, we're seeing so much more engagement right now than we have in a long time. And it's been pretty consistent. In fact, it's been growing. I don't think, were you with us last week, Cece? Everything's
even me, I can't remember.
We talked about, well, we shared some of our stats last week. So
yes, I was here last week. Yeah, it was a week before I wasn't. Every 2 weeks I go to my daughter's. So yes, no, last week I was here. Yeah, I think so.
So I am rambling a little bit. Sorry, everybody, but I hope that you're kind of hearing and feeling this vibe that we're trying to kind of create right now. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and go through some of the updates. I really haven't updated my slides very much. I only updated one slide. I really kind of want to rebuild this whole presentation, but it has, it's like there's like 50 things, and then I have to prioritize those 50 things, and things keep getting bumped up to the top, which bumps everything down, and then new things come in, and like this week, everything I did this week just bumped everything down. But anyway, I know I'm rambling, but ultimately, what we hope to continue to do, and I think this is a little bit, I think this week has been a little bit of what you would call the calm before the storm. And I think that's what's got me a little edgy right now is when all you're doing is dotting I's and crossing T's all day. It's really easy to confuse your I's and your T's. So, I mean, there was a time not too long ago, I was reading through the bylaws and I thought, did I already say that earlier? Are we repeating too much? And so then I'd go back through and read it and I wouldn't find it till that spot. But it's because I've read these bylaws and I've read these contracts and I've read all these things so many times. It's like, okay, it's not like this one clean picture that starts at A and ends at B. It's like this muddled up, kind of jumbled up mess. But so that's kind of why I feel like I'm a little bit in a funk this week. But hopefully we got game days tomorrow. So we got game day tomorrow. That'll help a little bit. But ultimately, we've got to get all of this stuff registered with the state. And it's a little nerve-wracking because while they're going to be asking questions and we can update things and we can change things according to what they need to see, we need to be very careful in that doesn't completely deviate from the overall task and the goal that we've set here to do what we're doing. So, and what we're doing is literally, there's no one else out there in DeFi doing what we're doing. I mean, there's no ands, ifs, buts, or maybes. There's really no one else out there doing what we're doing the way that we're doing it. So, we're doing this for the first time, and it's the first time. It's the first time it's being done.
We'll be the first movers in crypto, guys, to do this.
So yeah, so the onus to make sure that the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed is very, very high. So I'll just say that. But let me see here. I'm going to go ahead and scroll through a few slides and see if there's anything in here. So this is one of the stats that I shared last week. CC is, when we first started this campaign, we were just about 9,000 people on our server, and now we're at 19,000. And we're still averaging about 1,000 new people each month. Now, I think it's important to also note that we've removed, I kid you not, we have removed over 4,000 people from our server from accounts from way back that haven't been active in years. And so I don't really see that as a valuable number. I don't want that number to skew the actual picture. So we and there's probably about 2,000 more that we will be removing, but those will be more from this last few months, where we have a lot of alt accounts, but they're alt accounts that are engaging, right? I mean, so it's one of those catch-22s. So, but here's another. So we had this, and these stats were as of last week, so I haven't updated them this week, but they don't change drastically from week to week. But we've had over 3,500 people in a month have at least one engagement. And then 310 actively commenting with 19,970 total messages. And I think that was for the week. No, that was, So I confused a couple. So the 19,000 active commenting, that's on a weekly basis, I think, because daily is about 74, and about 4,000 total messages in a week, which that's huge for us, right? I mean, so we are seeing the engagement. We are seeing people coming in and participating. We're seeing people learn about the project, and that really, I think, is the most important thing. Now, we are drawing to the end of our current sprint. So our current sprint, that's our first word. So our current sprint is coming to an end next week. We will be launching another sprint. I'll have more information about that next week. And where this was, we had hoped this would be our final sprint. We're going to have one more sprint to carry us through to migration. So we're going to be taking a hard look at that, and making sure that the timeline fits what we expect this to look like. So we will be giving that a lot of thought when we're discussing that in detail. But the other two stats that were really exciting is that we have over 24,000. In fact, I can actually go look at these numbers real quick and see what the update is. So as of last week, we had 24,285, and now we have 24,316. So we've added about 30 people participating just from last week. And then in our main sprint, we had 5,417 last week, and now we have 5,509. So we've almost added. So it's funny, we've added more to the sprint than we did to the main leaderboard. So obviously some of the people that were on the main leaderboard decided to come in towards the end of the sprint. As you know, if you've been following along from the beginning, the top 5,000 people participating in all of our questing and all of our engagement opportunities will be given an opportunity to claim a 1-year membership in the DAO and to claim their first stake in the DAO, which will give you access to voting, to governance, to interest on your stakes, and to potential rewards once as an ecosystem, once we start seeing significant revenue, then our holders will start to see they'll be able to participate in that revenue sharing through the DAO. So these are all real. I mean, that's really the heart and soul of everything that we're doing, is we want to make sure that once you're a member of the DAO, there's benefits, and it reaches into other areas, other projects. Let's see. This is old. Let me see. If you recall, we had an issue with our X account. We've got that totally back under our control. And I mentioned this last week, but I'll re-mention it. The only reason we were as successful, and I know it took a while, but it was quicker than most. But the main reason we were successful in recovering that account is because we had everything set up in that account the way it should be. And there was one feature that really saved us, and that was there is now a setting in X where it protects your email. The current email address is protected. So if it gets changed, you can, what's the word I'm looking for? You can contest it. So if something happens that email address gets changed, you can contest it. You can update your password, and that locks the account. And then you can go through the process of re-verifying everything and taking full control back over. So I'm really proud to be able to share that with everybody, because it really is going to speak to that heightened awareness that we are going to expect from people participating in the DAO, that there are ways to protect yourself in this digital realm from ultimately losing anything or everything. So, so really, really happy that that's the case. That and we've got, I think over 100 people right now. So we're starting to see more people watching on X than on
I was just checking the stats on that there, James. So we've got 47 people live on X at the moment.
On that, yeah, and then I've probably got a few on my account. So
yeah, and then we've got 102 people watching on YouTube at the moment as well.
Or our stats say 184 and 136, but that's interesting.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we've got little stats here in the back. So, okay, I'm going to move on because now I really am rambling. So we did make a slight change here to the timeline. So submitting this documents to the state, that will take place next week. And so once that's done, we can revisit some of these other dates. We will most likely push the snapshot out a little bit. I'm still hopeful that we're going to make this target date for the end of the month for migration. But there's a lot. We're at that junction where everything that happens in kind of like warp speed, and yet it feels like you're not moving. So we will continue to update. So this is the update, and that's why our live stream each week, our live stream is so important, because this is really the main place that we're going to update these things. You guys are going to be able to hear from us, see, what our progress is, and ultimately help us get this across the finish line. Because with this new reset, once we get everything registered with the state next week, once we reset the sprint, once we conclude this sprint and we kick off what I hope to be the final, then we are going to be working and I'm just going to say this, we're going to be working our asses off to make sure there's momentum, excitement, that people are seeing that we're finally reaching this point, and then we can continue to move forward, and hopefully the markets will see some positive vibes, because I'd really like to think we're at the bottom of whatever this last little manipulation from our lovely corporate companies are. Anyway, so yep, the love song just ended. We had almost 500 of our members submit the word love in their language. So we're turning that all over to MIDI punks. And here shortly, we'll be turning all of that over to MIDI punks. We got some manual work to do. We got way too much manual work to do on that, but it's okay, because we're helping set a world record. So, so the love song, we'll be turning that all over to Songs of Eden. We launched our ideas channel last week. We've had a little bit of engagement in that. We don't really expect a lot of engagement in that till we get a little bit closer to our relaunch. We will be putting out some content and some articles to support the ideas channel and to encourage engagement in that. We're posting our Did You Know posts on X. We might have a town hall this Sunday, and I've said this now how many weeks in a row, but we actually might do the town hall 1 week from this Sunday, and we might use that town hall to launch our next sprint. So that's kind of what I'm thinking it's going to turn out to be now. And we are going to, so you guys have heard us be talking about these meme contests and this invite contest and a few other things that we've been wanting to do, but we also need to be prepared for what that will bring, the amount of engagement that will bring. And we can't be tied down in this quagmire of all this legal stuff. So really, I'm going to use that as my excuse, although there's probably 25 other excuses I could throw in there. But it ultimately, especially in marketing, especially when you're launching a company like this, the timing of everything needs to have a little thought put behind it so that you're capitalizing on the momentum as you build it. And that's what we're going to be attempting to do when we reset this sprint, because we do know that that excitement it is possible to be exhausted in excitement, and so that the next time that you want to get excited, you're too exhausted to be excited. So we're going to work on that. We're going to work on that for the community and for ourselves. But and it's really, these are all the updates that I have right now. And we're looking forward to this final stretch, which is why we're putting all of this timeline out there so that our community can see what adjustments are being made and maybe why they're being adjusted, and then and we can focus on this. I will publish this an update to this timeline here on Discord shortly. Gosh, I don't know. You ready for the weekend, CC?
Yeah, I'm ready for the weekend, mate. Well, saying that, I've been grinding today. Exactly what you're saying earlier. You spend like 5-6 hours and you don't think you're getting anywhere.
Right.
So I've just been doing a bit of vibe coding this morning, and literally I've wasted 5 hours. So I get it when you say that you've been working and you don't feel like you're getting anywhere. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the weekend, James.
Good. So I'm just going to let you guys know. I'm going back through the comments because we like to post some of these comments when we're playing out, and I'm noticing a lot of comment spamming, and so we're gonna time those out. But I think what that means is it's going to delete them all. So if you're sitting there spamming these comments and we go in to remove them, don't be surprised if all your comments are gone. So please, I mean, we know you're excited. We know you want to be seen. But I promise you, we're watching and we see it and we appreciate it. So you don't need to say the same thing over and over and over and over again. Please. I don't get that. It's just not necessary. So, yeah, just know if all of a sudden your comments are gone, it's because you were comment spamming. Sorry. Anyway, yeah, I'm looking forward to the weekend here too. Today and tomorrow is still going to be, we're still trying to meet this deadline tomorrow for filing. So, but most likely Monday or Tuesday. But that's pretty much all I'm concentrated on. So once we end this, I'll decompress a little bit. I'll go back to these paperwork. I'll go back to some of the forms that we have ready to be filed, and we're just making sure everything is where it needs to be.
Yeah,
so
all the final checks done before filing.
Yeah. And so we've got someone trying to post the okay. I'm going to actually just spend a couple of minutes.
There's a quick question in there, James, if you wanted to answer this one. Any news about the Axion quiz?
Well, it's not going to happen Saturday, but yes, we will be having it. We are going to be having a game day tomorrow. And then just so you guys remember, so Saturday is an extended game day. So we encourage you guys to come hang out with on Saturday. Saturday is usually our biggest turnout for games. But I do have this question that I'm putting up here. What voting thresholds or governance mechanisms are required for Axion DAO bylaws to be officially approved or updated? So we're going to host a DAO vote on our legacy system here shortly to ratify the bylaws. And then there will be governance. So there will be a proposal process that you have to go in, and you have to submit a proposal for any changes especially changes that might affect the bylaws. And there will be a 60% threshold. So we'll need 60% of our total holders to participate in that for that governance vote to go to the next level. But yeah, and you'll have to be a member holding a membership NFT. You'll have to have a stake, and it will be a weighted voting system. So the weight of your vote gets added to the weight of everyone else's vote. It's not just, majority rules. It really is. It's going to be based on how much you're participating in the ecosystem. So, and then when we do the town hall, probably, like I said, maybe a week from Sunday, when we do the town hall, we will be doing that AMA style as well. So, yes. So I've got here, read ideas, suggestions in Discord. Will do. I don't know if that's a new thing or if that's just a comment you made and looking for some feedback on. So we'll be checking that. We check it about daily, but I to be honest with you, I have not checked that in the last couple of days, simply because I've had my head down just working on this, on the legal side of things. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead, CC. I'm going to go ahead and find this out. But I know everybody's waiting for the third code. So, and that's where we've updated the timeline, and to get updated timeline updates, you need to be here on the live stream. With that, I'm going to go ahead and play us out. If I can figure out where to go. We need an engineer, CC. I still need to train you on and being I think
yes.
We'll have a call on that here shortly.
Yeah, we will do, mate.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and play us out, and I'm going to go look through some of these comments, share a few of them, and we'll go from there. But appreciate everybody hanging out with us today. Be sure to, when you're submitting your tasks, just read through everything to make sure that your task is actually reviewed positively. We've had a lot of people trying to just skirt by and not really do the work. So we need that. We need that. That's really what's going to make this project a success. So, all right, guys. So let's play this out. We'll get some comments up, and we'll see you on Discord. But I'll probably say that again.
We ready to ignite. We blasting off tonight. Axion DAO in the cloud with the crowd in the frenzy. Pound in the ground, engine sound like a Benz G. In Kamalans horizon, the skylines lit. Rocket climb like a rhyme when the lines all hit. Doing D5 better, together forever. Meta rides more like leather than pleather. Migration migration, the base, the flight plans drawn. The future is now. Yeah, the mic stays on. Got a 50K giveaway. Big today. Don't faint from the news, man. You okay? Doing D5 better. Together we stay. We're just getting started. Hear the crowd say, hey, Axion DAO. Those engines lit. Migration to base. The perfect fit. Future of crypto in a brand new way. Axion DAO 50K giveaway. Fast lane frame with the game in the gearbox. Meta rods heat make the street lights teardrop. Code mode load like a rhyme in the riddle. Every chain link thick has the bass in the middle. Moon zoom boom when the room gets louder. Axion strong like 4 bars from your router. We don't just chase, we replace that pace. Got the bass so laced they can't trace our race. Got a 50K giveaway, big today. Don't faint from the news, man, you okay? Doing D5 better, together we stay. We're just getting started, hear the crowd say, hey, Axion DAO, those engines lit. Migration to base, the perfect fit. Future of crypto in a brand new way. Axion DAO 50K giveaway. Fuel in the fuse when the boosters ignite. Income island, they rockets take flight. Octane flame, every launch stays vital. 50K flip, got the grip on the title. Meta rods drift with the lift on lock. Every tick-tock click, push the rocket clock. This is next gen flex on the ledger page. Axion DAO, future set center stage. Got a 50K giveaway, big today. Don't faint from the news, man, you okay? Doing D5 better, together we stay. We're just getting started, hear the crowd say, hey, Axion DAO, those engines lit. Migration to base, the perfect fit. Future of crypto in a brand new way. Axion DAO 50K giveaway. 50K giveaway.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. I'm gonna go decompress on the couch and maybe go touch some grass. And
I'm going to go and cook me dinner now.
yeah. Guys, have a great day. Have a great afternoon. We'll see you tomorrow for game day and on Saturday for extended game day. And yeah, pretty soon we'll have quizzes. I know. It's just one of those things that keeps getting bumped down the priority list, but we're going to get there. And when we do, it'll be great, right?
Guys, thanks for tuning in.
All right, man. Cheers. If I can find the other one video. Oh, okay. Bye.